Hi dear students, welcome back to one more session of agricultural microbiology. And we all know that plants grow of course on soil. And the formation of soil also plays a very important role in the growth of the plants. And today we're going to deal with the formation of the soil. The formation of soil is something very much clear to every one of us, as we know that various chemical as well as environmental as well as biological factors interplay in a sequential manner, resulting in the breaking of the parental rocks as well as the sequential formation of the soil. And it takes a lot of time for the normal soil to be formed from a parent rock, and depending upon what material from which the soil is being formed, the time taken also will be found to be varied. So let's explore what are the different stages of soil formation and what are the factors which mainly influence the soil formation. So if we go to look into the soil, we can see that soil is mainly consist of different layers, and these layers are referred to as the horizons. And you can see them usually along road cuts and any other areas where the soil is being exposed. So if you take dig the soil through like when the soil is being cut throughout from top to the bottom, you can see that different layers of the soils are being formed, and these different layers have different colors, and they mainly refer to different layers of different fertility, and the thickness of these layers will be found to be different among different locations under undisturbed conditions like of heavy agriculture, building sites, or severe erosion, etc. You can find that different layers and different levels of these horizons can be found. Now you might be thinking, what are these horizons? Just have a look on that. Now this is a intersection of the soil which has been taken, and you can see that on the topmost layer you have lots of plants growing, and of course these plants contain organic matter, and hence the topmost layer is referred to as the O layer or the organic layer. And since it contains lots of fragments of leaf litter, twigs, roots, and other organic material lying on the surface of the soil, usually these are being found to be uh, the ones which are responsible for the uh, organic nature of the topmost layer. And you can see that sometimes is not this layer might not be present in some fields, that is before preparing the field for that is when we prepare the field for agriculture, we normally remove all the unwanted plants and all that from the field. Now from a paddy field and all that, you plow the field and remove all the twigs and leaf and roots and other matter from it. So in such cases sometimes you might not find an organic matter, and but it's a part of preparing the land for the further cultivation. And just below the O horizon, you have the A horizon. It's easy to remember, OABC. O is the organic layer, and below that you have the top soil called the which constitutes the A horizon, and that has been found to be usually darker than the lower layers, and it has been found to be loose and crumbly with a varying amount of organic matter. And this is generally the most productive layer of the soil. The most productive layer means the ones which has been found to be more fertile, and there will be large amount of growth, uh, and it will support to the growth of various plant forms here, because it's the fertility, it mainly contributes to the fertility of the soil, that is the degraded organic matter has been found over here. And just below the A horizon, you have the B horizon or the subsoil. So you can have it as the top one as the organic, second one topsoil, then you have the subsoil. Now this has been found to be light colored, dense, and low in organic matter. As you go from top to bottom, what happens? The organic content of the soil is being found to be reducing in nature. And below that, you have the next material called the next horizon called the C horizon, which mainly consists of the parent material. And here, the unconsolidated organic and mineral material in which the soil forms. So it is referred to as a unconsolidated and a organic and mineral material in which the soil has been formed. Now you might think, what is unconsolidated? Okay, it's slightly loosely arranged, but not as loosely arranged as the A horizon or the O horizon and all that. So here it mainly includes those rocks which the rocks and all that which is having small crevices, but it is not that loosely arranged as the topmost layer or the top soil. And in some places we also do mention our horizon or the bedrock, which is a solid rock that underlies the soil and other unconsolidated material. Now, if you go to look into these different horizons, all these horizons are not being formed by a single process. You can see that various processes contribute to the formation of soil. And if you go to have the R horizon, which contains the bedrock here, which has not been disintegrated, you can see that uh, the soil formation mainly begins with the disintegration of some rocks over here. Now, how does this occur? It mainly occurs by various physical factors as well as chemical, as well as mechanical factors, as well as climatic factors, which will contribute to the disintegration of the parent rock. So, when there is like like a rainfall, or let it be a thunder, or let it be a wind, or even glacier based breaking, cracking, and all that, what happens? Mechanical disintegration of the rock will happen at different surfaces. And as the water enters, percolates through these rocks, what happens? They will get freezed, and subsequently they also get thawed. What is thawed? The reverse of freezing. And as a result, what happens? A pressure difference happens between the rock surfaces and they get disintegrated. So at the downmost layer, you have a bedrock which is not much disintegrating, and towards the upward surfaces, you can see small disruptions of the rock which is being formed by various physical, chemical, as well as mechanical factors. Okay, and further on, what happens? Simple organisms start growing over here, and organic matter accumulation also will be possible. And what happens? You can see now the formation of the sea horizon happens. What is the sea horizon? Do you remember? Just have a look. What is sea horizon? It is the unconsolidated organic material and mineral solution in which the soil forms. It is the it is mainly the just below the bedrock. You have another rock which has been not that much loosely arranged, but it is loosely arranged compared to the rock, and it is on the sea horizon that the other horizons are being formed. So you can see as you go start from here, from top towards the bottom, the number of crevices that have been formed is being found to be lesser in nature. And further on, you can see after the small organisms have been found, here the disintegration of the soil increases over here, and the accumulation of organic matter also is being found to be here more in the A horizon, and sequentially plant material starts, or plants start growing on them. In this figure, that is in the second one, you have only simple organisms, but in the when it comes to the third one, you can see other plant material starts growing. And ultimately, what happens? The A, B, C, as well as the bedrock horizon is also being formed over here, and the full horizons, the O, A, B, C is being formed, and you also have the bedrock here, and a well-developed soil is being formed. So just look, the disintegrations have been found to be at different stages. It is from the first the bedrock is there, then the sea horizon has been formed, and then as the organic matter accumulates, you have the A horizon as well as the B horizon. Now let's go into the details of this, how they are being formed. And if you go to consider soil formation, it is referred to a process called pedogenesis. So in the coming video, we will be discussing what are the factors which are responsible for the process of pedogenesis. Thank you for now.